All right, Shalawam, brothers and sisters. Want to give all praises to our true power, who the Heavenly Father, whose true name is Yahawah, and who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose true name is Yahawashi, all right? Want to give much love and honor and respect unto the apostles and elders, who've been laboring this truth diligently for years, teaching us this word, you know. I want to give, much love and respect to the brothers that sincerely pushing this word diligently out on the highways and byways across the four corners of this globe, okay? And just back to you with another lesson because today is November 24th, which is a so-called holiday which people are celebrating today, which is Thanksgiving, all right? So basically the spirit just jumped on me a little bit just to, summarize what happened to GAD and just to drop a couple of scripts, going into, uh, what happened to GAD and the characteristics of these devils. Okay, and so the first script I want to get, which is pertaining to prophecy, is Genesis chapter 49, verse Genesis chapter 49, verse 19. It says, "Gad, a troop shall overcome him," right? And back in that time, Gad was overcome, okay, by Edom, which is the so-called white race, today, the pilgrims, okay. It says a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last, right? And that's pertaining to prophecy, okay. Now it says, now just getting into this little reading, it says Thanksgiving was a massacre and a slaughter of the North American Indians, from the tribe of Gad. It says infants were torn from their parents' breasts, from their mother's breast, Salakia, and hacked to pieces. It says the victory seemed a sweet sacrifice, and Edom gave praises to their God, right? It says the pilgrims didn't want religious freedom, they wanted wealth. Because when you go back into that time, in Europe, right, they were suffering hardships, a lot of diseases, deaths, famine in the land. They needed to expand so that they can increase their riches and change their lifestyle of living. So they chose to set out on voyages to find new land, to take the minerals and find gold and silver, so that they can increase in food because they had an overpopulation, and they needed to fix basically their problems. It says the pilgrims didn't want religious freedom; they wanted wealth. The pilgrims were murderers, rapists, thieves, child molesters, homosexuals, whores, prostitutes, drunks, and insane lowlifes, right? There's nothing new under the sun. The same simple characteristics today that goes on with these so-called white people was the same characteristics that was going on back then. It says who brought diseases like smallpox that infected and killed millions of the tribe of Gad, right? Let's go to John. Let's go to John chapter 10. Chapter 10, verse 10. It says, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly, right? We have life in Yahawashi, okay? But the thief that's coming to steal and kill, that's the characteristics of these so-called devils, okay? Because when they got over onto these lands, they didn't know how to take care of themselves. They didn't know how to bathe themselves. They didn't know how to pillage the lands, dig the soil a certain type of way to plant crops. They didn't have that those type of experience. So Gad, being good people, they chose to help the Europeans, to help the so-called white man out, to help them live off the land. But that wasn't what was in their heart. which was to live off the land to make it over there. It was really just to come to find material, gold and silver, so they can bring it back unto Europe. Okay. So what they did was they tricked Gad into into them being good with Gad, setting up treaties, giving them a bunch of peaceful words, but war was in their hearts. Okay. Now I'm again, keep reading down. It says, Governor William Bradford, this devil deceived the Native Americans, right, which is the tribe of Gad, in 1621 to join the Pilgrims for a festival of recreation and feasting, right, which they get the term Thanksgiving from that. Okay, right. It says, but instead murdered, tortured, butchered, and enslaved them, right? Using words, we come in peace and we love you, to fool Gad, right? And that's exactly what they did, which everything is all prophesied and written in these scriptures, man. Which I'm gonna get that right now, which is Psalms chapter 55. Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's exactly what happened. This devil told Gad to, all right, we're gonna have festivals. We're gonna basically have meetings, eat, live amongst each other, peace. They proclaimed good things, but in their heart was war and swords, man, death, man. That's why the scriptures say the thief cometh to steal and to kill, and not to bring peace. The same thing, which that reminds me of Donald Trump, man. Not to jump off topic, it's the same thing he do. He presents out, we're gonna make America great again. We're gonna create jobs. We're gonna stop the TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade deals, and we're gonna create a better economic growth, so we can pull more jobs that are offshore back onshore. But those are words that are smoother than butter, which we know that the elites have their hand in everything, and it's just to captivate the minds of the people, to get them on their side, to get their guards low. And then that's when the sword shall come, destruction of the people. Okay, but not to jump off topic though, but I'm gonna read that over again. It says, Governor William Bradford deceived the Native Americans in 1621 to join the Pilgrims for a festival of recreation and feasting, but instead murdered, tortured, butchered, and enslaved them, using words, we come in peace and we love you, to fool Gad. All right. Let me jump to my next script. Which is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage, right? And that's exactly what they did to us, man. They devised a nigga. When you go into that word devise, it means to contrive, to plan, or elaborate, man. So that's what these devils do. They got together and devised a plan how to take us down, how to take the land from us, which they took the land from Gad. Gad is the original founding fathers, not these damn devils that got their face planted into these mountains. It's Gad, man. Gad was here living on the land before these so-called Europeans came over here, man. They took Gad by violence. They took their houses. They oppressed them, and they still do it today. You know, everything just gets recycled. All right, but it's gonna come a time where the Lord is gonna bring forth that prophecy of God will overcome in the end, right? And I'm gonna get that in Isaiah chapter Isaiah chapter 33 verse 1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled." It says, "And dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee," because did not God help them tillage to learn how to tillage the ground, how to bathe themselves, teach them how to have a proper way of living? They didn't deal treacherously with these so-called Europeans. They showed them good things, right? It says, "When thou seekst to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, thou shalt deal, and they shall deal treacherously with thee." So that prophecy, when God shall overcome in the end, they're gonna deal treacherously with you so-called white people, with you uh uh Edomites, all right? And it's because it's going to be the will of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi, all right? Because the year of recompense is coming. The year of recompense is nigh. And we close into that time, all right? For all the things that was done unto the nation of Israel, all right? From Judah all the way down to unto Issachar, okay? Let me jump to Isaiah chapter 34, verse 8, all right? It says, "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion," right? For the controversy of Zion. What is the controversy of Zion? The Lord's monument, you know. It is what was done unto his people, because we are the children and the people of the Lord, man. Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel. We are the Lord's chosen people. So the Lord's vengeance is coming to this place, man. And it's gonna be upon all these heathens and these devils that rule above us, that come against, the Lord's chosen people that got us oppressed. And that's what we're waiting for, And the time is surely at hand. Okay? Now this last script, I want to drop this last script because it's not us speaking. These are the words of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi, right? And these are things that must come to pass, all right? See, the Lord has a problem with what goes on today. And all Yahawashi is doing is waiting for Yahawah, the Heavenly Father, to give him the go, to come back and to put things in the right perspective, back in order, okay? I want to get Isaiah chapter 63, verse 4. It says, "For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come." Right? Who is the Lord's redeemed? The Lord's redeemed is the elect men, all right, of the nation of Israel, all right, the elect of the elect, okay, the chosen of the chosen, right? And he's gonna come and redeem, the men that he have chosen since the foundation of this world, and put them back on high, man, and put us back in our right place, because the world is for our sake, man. The world is for the sake of Israel's, all right? Everything in this world is ours, man, and we're gonna rightfully take it back when our big brother Yahawashi comes back, okay? And that's exactly what we're waiting for. And he said vengeance is in his heart. So he's been patiently waiting 2,000 years, anxiously waiting to come back and tear these devils apart, man, to use his men to wreak havoc upon this place. Gad is going to get their payback. Judah's going to get their payback. Issachar's going to get their payback. And the other members of the tribes are going to get their payback upon these heathens and these devils, man. And that's the time that we're ultimately waiting for, And so with that, Lord willing, hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahawashi. Until the next time, I want to say shalom.